My passion for gardening was sown in my grandfather's backyard, in among the fruit trees, the snake beans, the vines, the vegetables, the chickens, the worms, the compost. He showed me the importance of soil to life, and I'm at my happiest when I've got my hands in the dirt. Hi, I'm Costa. Tonight, how to create a garden of the future.
It's a dream that's beginning to come to fruition.
We solve a water disaster.
I can swim in here!
And the simple steps to a tranquil garden.
That is why gardeners, they are so happy.
Every garden I walk into is a veritable feast for the senses. From the touch, to the smell, to the tastes, to the sounds. Since the very early days in my grandfather's backyard, it's become my life to be involved with the design and creation of abundant gardens. And you can do this too. It's time. There's a groundswell of change, of communities coming together, of people growing veggies again, and of families beginning to appreciate the rich pleasures of a simpler life. For me, gardens are all about bringing people together. Be it the Botanic Gardens, a local park, or even your own backyard over a barbecue, gardens are truly a conduit for the community, where people can share ideas, thoughts, techniques, feelings, even family history. And the good news is, community gardens are popping up all over the country, like the amazing Northey Street City Farm in Brisbane's CBD. When I made my way here today, I had to cross a Story Bridge on a major artery. Down this road, I was looking in the book, oh, I've got to turn left, I've got to turn right. I was in the city, big time. Then all of a sudden you walk under this amazing canopy and you come out into this paradise.
It's 7.5 acres of land here, which we run as a community garden. Our core business here is to provide opportunities for people to learn about growing food in the city, to live sustainably in the city, and to provide a space where people can come and enjoy being in the elements, enjoy being in nature, and learn about gardening.
Northey Street City Farm was established 15 years ago by a small but dedicated group of permaculture enthusiasts, keen to spread the word. Today, it's an impressive best practice community garden that advocates and teaches the principles of permaculture and sustainability. A self-sufficient working farm that includes a nursery and a market garden.
Permaculture is about social and environmental sustainability and having fun. Yeah, it's about, and that's an important part of sustainability. So it's about how can I buy locally and in season, and how can I buy food in such a way that the ecosystem is being nourished and supported by the choices that we make, creating a healthy and vibrant and happy environment to live in.
What are you up to?
Well, here we're just trimming a little bit of a fig tree.
Fig tree. This is
a fig.
The figs. This reminds me. This reminds me of travelling around Greece, actually.
Does it?
You can ride around on your motorbike and there's just these huge fig trees. You just pull up, grab one of these big white figs, and they're so good, straight off the tree.
They're beautiful. They say the apples were the first thing in Eden, but I think it was actually the fig tree.
So this is the nursery here, and all the plants you see before us are all edible plants. We've got a native ginger over here, which has edible rhizomes and edible fruits that we use, much like cardamom.
Yeah.
There's a beautiful native ginger from Queensland. A lot of rainforest trees up in this part of the world have have all got edible fruits. There's the midgeonberry, beautiful midgeonberry growing on the coastal sand dunes around here. Davidson plum is another beautiful native plum tree of the rainforest.
Every drop of water here on the city farm is used. Here, the spray sprinklers water the pots, but as the water drips down, it serves to water some great plants. Here we've got some Lebanese cress. There's some spearmint here, which just smells fantastic. Around the front, we've got some Brazilian spinach, and there's also some mint. But the best part about it is that as the water drops down and waters the plants and our other crop underneath, it goes through this gravel and runs around the back into the backyard garden. Every last drop counts. I'm really impressed by the sustainable practices used here at the Northey Street City Farm. Later in the show, I'll show you the techniques they use and how you can use them at your place. Water is a magnificent and integral part of our existence, and it's become my passion. In fact, I've spent my entire professional life studying how to use it, manage it, and appreciate it. Every week, I'm going to share with you some of the things I've learnt, along with new and innovative techniques on how to best use this precious resource. For example, most of us would overlook the fact that water management is something we should all consider when purchasing a property. And that's exactly what Johnny and Marina Canaan did when they first walked onto this property in Brisbane's Cannon Hill. But little did they know the disaster that lay beneath. Now this is the source of Marina and Johnny's problem. Classic Queensland rain. I love it. But when it's not controlled properly, look at what happens. Look at the driveway. The drain here cannot cope. The drain is full. Doesn't matter how big it was, the drain is full. These steps, I could swim. I could swim in here. Look at it. It's draining up against the house. Look at that. That's exactly where the water shouldn't be. Going up against the foundations everywhere. This whole grass area is full of water. It's an absolute disaster. In fact, in the 20 years I've worked with water issues, this is up there with the worst of them.
It's not 3 days of just drizzle. From what I've experienced, it does rain heavily and it gets flooded quite quickly. So I think that's where we're finding out we have a major problem around the house.
Yeah, it's something that if we want to stay here for the next 10 years onward, I think it should be fixed.
Now this may be a makeover of sorts, but don't expect a big glossy before and after. This job is far more important than that. This makeover is about saving Johnny and Marina's house. Let's just recap the water problems that we've got on this site here. Look at the soil. It's a bog. It's wet. There's water squeezing out of that dirt. Everywhere you look, everywhere you walk on the site, there's water sitting. And up against the house, ponding. This is the perfect breeding ground for mosquitoes and for termites. Put on top of that the fact that the paving was above the inspection line, and you can see the impact that this moisture sitting here has had on the piers. They're rusting. And these are all classic problems that you should be aware of if you're thinking about buying a house that's built below street level. Our solution for this problem is to make it a double defence. Our first line of defence will be to cut the driveway and put a 300mm wide strip drain. So that'll catch the surface flow, channel it out and around the corner. The second line of defence, similar thing, but it will look after any water that moves down the site this way. Again, strip drain, channel the water out here and around the corner to the backyard. It's one thing to catch all the surface water that's running down the driveway and the grass with surface drains, but the real problem here on this site is the subsurface water. Have a closer look down the support posts of the house and see what we find under here. Water, right up against the very support structure for the house. This is why the third phase of our drainage approach is to get this subsurface water sucked into a drain and taken round the back. To do this, we will install a subsurface ag pipe that will catch all of the water travelling underground. For this, we'll need to dig a falling trench the entire way down the side passage for our ag pipe to sit in. We're also going to repave the front and side of the house, angling the pavers so that the water falls into the strip drain. Here at the front of our yard, our subsurface drain is 300 millimetres below the ground. By the time we get to the back of the yard, so that the water's falling like a slippery hip, it's going to be 900 millimetres below the surface. The key to what we're doing here is gravity. We've got 3 or 4 more hours work before we can start backfilling this trench. I pray it's not going to rain. Really. Will the rain hold off long enough for me to get this job done? Find out next week on Costa's Garden Odyssey. Welcome back. We've already been on a fantastic tour of the Northey Street City Farm. But now I want to get to the bottom of how water is used on this site.
From the start, the number one thing we were on about was improving the soil, because that's where you can hold all your water, or most of your water. If you build up the soil, build up that rich humus, which is a great sponge, takes in whatever rain falls and keeps it in the ground. So we did things like plant green legume crops, use lots of mulch, build no-dig gardens. And over 15 years, we've been rewarded. We've seen this wonderful rich soil develop, and it does hold water during dry periods. We've also put in these tanks. We don't have a lot of roofs, but wherever we've got a roof, we've got a tank.
There's no dishwashing machines here.
No, Costa, and there's no sewage connection either. So the grey water, we had to devise our own scheme. So the grey water comes through these pipes and then over to this grease trap over here. The water comes in and as you can see, the grease and the food scrap floats on the top. And periodically we've got to empty this. You can grab that and we just pull this up. And there it is there, you see. And we take that out and bury it in the garden, and it rots away and the worms eat it, and then the water that's been filtered goes down here and into the absorption trenches.
Whew, that's rich. That is rich down there, Dick. So, Dick, is it your dream that you'd love to see people doing this at home in their own gardens?
It sure is, Costa, and it's a dream that's beginning to come to fruition, that people are doing it, so it's happening. The dream is coming alive.
This is our kitchen garden here, which is right next to our outdoor kitchen, where we provide lunch for our volunteers every day.
This is beautiful. I mean, look at this. We're just out in the country here.
Yeah.
It's fantastic. So all the great produce comes out of the garden, and it just goes this short distance.
This far to the kitchen.
That's fantastic. I mean, it's not more than 10 metres.
Absolutely.
There's no transport, there's no freezing, there's no packaging, there's no wrapping. It just comes out of the ground, gets a wash, and next second we've got it being cut up and put into the pot here. What a feast. They call Australia the lucky country, and it's pretty easy to see why. We are blessed with an abundance of produce that comes from all over our wide land. Now, each week on the show, I'm going to take you on a journey into the landscape to meet not only the characters that produce this food, but to see how it's grown. Come with me on a journey down the obscure green road. The Darling Downs in Queensland is one of the most fertile agricultural regions in Australia. Its success stories include beef, wheat, cotton, timber, gas and coal. One of its more colourful towns is famous for one particular industry, the great chinchilla watermelon.
As you can see, mate, this one here's a round, different shape, different skin. This is a seedless. That one there's a seeded. You need these seeded ones to make these ones here grow.
Do you have a preference?
These ones, seedless. Much sweeter, much better texture, a lot more consistent quality.
How good is that?
All right, eh?
No. That is thirst quenching.
Mate, nature's Gatorade right there. One of the best hangover cures there are.
These little puppies contain 92% water, but they're also full of all the good stuff. They're high in fibre, low in cholesterol and fat, they're a rich source of potassium and high in vitamin A and C. How can I grow something as sweet tasting as that in my backyard at home? Or am I kidding myself?
Good organic compost, sandy soil and a full sun profile from daylight to dark.
The secret to the chinchilla melon is this red sandy loam. Formed over thousands of years, it provides the perfect dry growing conditions for these tasty fruits. Seasonally speaking, Terry, when's the best time to buy a watermelon?
Well, it's always summer somewhere in Australia. We've got great growers up in northern Western Australia, Northern Territory, Northern Queensland, and of course down here. So you're always going to get a great product no matter what time of the year it is. But for the chinchilla melons, you're looking from about the second week of December through to the beginning of May.
So you just finished your harvest. So what do you do with all these ones that are left?
Mate, let's go into town and I'll show you, eh?
Go, Joe! Look at him go! He's going to do it!
He's broken his record.
I'm never going to look at a melon the same way ever again.
I'll probably never look at a short bearded man the same way ever again.
We all have them. Those niggly little jobs around the house and garden that just never seem to get done. But fear not. Each week on the show, we're going to answer the plea of a desperate gardener and take on one of these niggly little projects, something that can be achieved over the weekend. First up, a patient man. A man let down by his own son. Oh,
Hello.
how are you?
Oh, not too bad.
It's my dad. I realise this is an inside job, but we're here to do something for him that he's waited 5 years for.
About time.
The deal is, I'll do the garden if you cook me a lamb.
No problem.
Done?
No
Let's do it. Come on. Okay, our project for today is to deal with this overgrown garden bed between the pool and the fence. It's not really safe for Dad because he can't get in there. So what I want to do is totally clear it out, and I want to put 3 espaliered lemons that'll grow up against the fence. It'll give it much more space. Let's go. Key to clearing an overgrown area, work in one direction and load the stuff out as you go. In classic Greek fashion, it wouldn't be a lamb on a spit without 20 of your nearest and dearest. Oh no, I'm in for trouble. Like Angela, a close family friend and fond of all knowledge.
He's a good boy. And I remember his mother. She was a lovely lady. Lovely.
That's all right.
The only thing is, worries me. Okay?
Oh, yeah, you better come on, confess. It's
I
national
will.
television,
I will.
that's fine.
This and that.
Well, this area is all cleared now, facing north. Beautiful. Nothing hindering it, plenty of sun all day, which is exactly what citrus want. I've gone for 3 espaliers. We've got a Tahitian lime here on the end, a Lisbon lemon and a Maya lemon. Underneath, I'm going for a whole lot of mint and some chilli, because he loves things spiced up. Any weed seed that might still be there after I've cleared it all, this basically caps it off. Then I'm going to put manure, mixture of cow and sheep, then some straw, and that will break down and feed our citrus. Perfect. Well, it might have been 5 years in the making, but Dad now has his very own kitchen garden, one which will provide him with limes, lemons, mint and chilli for years to come. All he needs to do is water it twice a week. Okay, here's to the new citrus garden, Bear, and to the lamb dinner, and to everyone for being together. Yeah, cheers.
All the best.
To you too. Probably realised by now that I'm all about gardening the soil and the soul. In each episode, we're going to investigate the various spiritual philosophies and how we can better interact with the cycles and seasons of nature.
One day, the Buddha actually picked up a flower. He looks at it and then he smiled. He realized that he was holding the entire cosmos, the universe, between his fingers. When we are exercising, walking, or working in the garden, we actually touch the earth. And when that happens, we actually experience and expand awareness. We experience oneness. And in this state of oneness, coming back to the present moment, one forgets about the regrets, the disappointment, and the history of the past. And at the same time, one also forgets about the fear, the anxiety, the worries of the future. That is why gardeners, they are so happy.
What an amazing experience and a great opportunity to be sitting here under this beautiful tree, eating the produce that's come from the garden, that's been cooked with lots of love and feeling, and to have spent a day with all these people. It's been fantastic. Bunya, thanks for taking me around the garden.
Thanks for coming. It's been wonderful to show you around. And I'd like to welcome all the community to come down and join us any day between Tuesday and Friday. We put on lunch for anyone who comes and always open to new energy and input into the garden space.
The thing I really love about this place is that it makes it achievable. We're not talking about some obscure concept in a book. We're talking about a small area in your garden at home that can be turned around into something that produces things for you and your family, that you've nurtured and then that you've harvested and eaten, as we did around the table. I mean, this is great. Next week on Costa's Garden Odyssey, A garden that has healed a fractured community.
They look after it, protect it and use it. It's there.
An apple lover's mecca.
Surrounding me are 200 or more varieties of apples.
And the ultimate test of our drainage solution.
It's now time to break our dam.